Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor, and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
For our chicken tetrazzini, you're going to need 1/4 cup of butter, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1 cup of chicken broth, 1 cup of whipping cream, 1 7-ounce package of spaghetti, 2 cups of cooked chicken, and a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Hey y'all, so we're just heading to the grocery store to get our groceries for our meal today. And man, just enjoying this nice weather here in central PA. It's gonna be like 90 something degrees today, but it's not too bad. The humidity hasn't picked up too much yet, so it's pretty nice. It's great for being outside and enjoying those outdoor activities. You know, I always loved to swim and go to friends' houses and swim in their pool. And a lot of people always, you know, they never know that don't know that about me, that I can swim. And so it's kind of funny when I go to a public pool and they see me in my chair, you know, and then they see me getting out of my chair and then getting in the water. A lot of people are kind of shocked and a little bit confused on, you know, what's going to happen next, you know. And luckily for me, my parents taught me how to swim at an early age. We had a pool out west and our home out there, and we had a pool in Florida, of course. And just always been around the water and enjoyed swimming, and so that was something that I learned at a very young age, but still enjoy it today. And hopefully we'll get out to the lake and do some water skiing and stuff like that this summer, and of course head down to the beach and see everybody down south. So just an awesome day today. Just gonna enjoy this nice weather, and hopefully we won't spend too much time in the kitchen today, and we'll be able to get outside and enjoy it. All right, so today we're gonna make our chicken tetrazzini. So for that flavor, that great Parmesan cheese, we're gonna buy the freshest stuff that we can get. Try to stay away from the stuff in the can. But it's gonna be almost like an Alfredo, but it's a little bit different. And the great thing is you can use actually leftover chicken if you have it in your fridge, if you bake some off earlier. So we'll grab some Parmesan cheese and we'll grab our chicken, and we should be good to go. All right, so obviously for our chicken tetrazzini, we're gonna need some chicken breasts. So we'll get some boneless, skinless. You only need about 2 cups. That's usually about 2 chicken breasts. But we'll get the good stuff and throw it in the cart. And we're just gonna grab our chicken broth, and that's pretty much it. All right, so the next thing we need is our spaghetti noodles. It's like I said, it's almost like fettuccine Alfredo, but we're gonna use spaghetti noodles this time. So we're gonna need about 7-8 ounces, so that's half a box. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. All right, so for the sauce, obviously we're gonna melt that cheese and some butter, and then we're gonna need some chicken broth. I'm not gonna go with a low sodium on this one because I'm not really gonna add any salt to it. It's pretty bland besides the cheese, so we'll just get the regular chicken broth for this one. All right, so the only other things we need for this recipe are some flour and some cream. We already have those at the house, so we have everything in our cart. We're ready to go. Let's head back to the kitchen and start cooking. So we all know last weekend was Memorial Day, and what a special time for us, for our remembrance of people that have given their life for our country. And what an awesome sacrifice that is for somebody to fight for our freedom and lose their life. And you know, I have 2 friends that were killed in both the wars out in Afghanistan and Iraq, and just I can't imagine what those families are going through, and the sacrifice that their loved ones made for all of us, really. And how blessed we are to be in a great country where we can celebrate our freedom on a holiday, but also remember those who lost their life in the cause of that freedom. So shout out to the Sitton family and to the Needham family, the two families that I know personally who lost their loved ones, fathers and sons, and they were just amazing guys. And I've known both of them since I was real little. And for them and their families, I just want to let you know that we're thinking of you guys, and we're thinking of you more than just on Memorial Day, but what a sacrifice that you guys gave us and what they did for our country, and we always are thankful to you guys for that. So, like I said, shout out and thank you to the Sittons and the Needhams.
Hi, my name is Thad Dick.
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
And our family is here for your health.
If you're considering a lift chair, call or stop in and see us at Dick's Home Care. Our chairs come in a wide variety of fabrics and finishes. We even have chairs that are able to be closer to your wall in case you have a small space.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Kick off summer by joining faith-filled believers from all across the city for Saturate Altoona. This is a free summer worship series unifying believers throughout our community. You're invited to join worshipers every Sunday night during the month of June at Heritage Plaza, beginning at 6:30 p.m. You'll hear from 12 different faith leaders of several denominations and musicians from many churches. You don't want to miss Saturate Altoona every Sunday night in June at Heritage Plaza in downtown Altoona.
Hey y'all, welcome into the kitchen today. Today I'm gonna make one of my favorite recipes. I'm gonna make this chicken tetrazzini. Now this is not my recipe, I can't take credit for it. This is my Mom Montgomery's recipe, who lives down in Bluffton, South Carolina. This is her recipe. I've eaten this meal many times at her house. It's one of my favorites that I have down there. And I tell you what, I am very blessed in my whole life that I have so many surrogate moms, as I like to say, aunts and uncles and moms that really look out for me and are always there to take care of me. When my mom, of course, lives down south and I live up north, but these great friends of mine really take care of me and are always there for me when I need them. And of course, Mom Montgomery's always been there for me as well. So this is her recipe. I'm gonna try to do it the best I can here. This is my first time ever making it, so we'll see how it goes. So the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna make our roux. So we have 4 tablespoons of butter, and that's about 1/4 cup of butter there. We're gonna melt that up, and then we're gonna add our flour to it. So we're cooking this over low heat. We don't really wanna burn this. So we just want to take it nice and slow, melt this up, and make our roux here. So we'll go ahead and get this going here. Melt this down. Now this is one of my favorite recipes, of course, and like I said, and it's something that is always my request whenever I go to their house down south, or when I go to their house when they lived up here in Pennsylvania. She's a great cook. She's one of my favorite cooks, and this is one of my favorite meals. Many great recipes that she has that hopefully I'll be able to incorporate some others here on the show as well. So we have our butter here. Like I said, we're just going to melt that over low heat, and then we're going to mix our flour in there and make our roux. So that's about done there. Now we have over here in this pan, we have our water boiling because our chicken tetrazzini calls for our spaghetti. So we just got some water here, getting it to a low boil right now, and then we'll boil our 1/2 pound of pasta in there as well. So we got our butter going. To that we'll add our flour. Stir that in. We're just gonna thicken this up. Just kind of incorporate all that butter and flour together. Kind of make our little paste like our roux. And we'll just brown that for a couple seconds. Don't want to burn it though, because it's a white dish. We don't want any brown burnt pieces of flour or anything like that in it. So, and we're not making pancakes, so we don't need to burn that flour. So we're just gonna thicken that up a little bit. And that's looking good. Water's bubbling there, getting close to a boil there. Stir this up, mix that all together. Then we'll just add a little bit of salt to that. That's really the only salt besides the cheese at the end that we have there, and then whatever in the chicken broth, but not a whole lot of salt in this dish. So that looks good. Now we're gonna reduce our heat even more. We're actually gonna turn the heat off here because we're gonna add our chicken broth to that and our whipped cream. So we're gonna stir this in, and then we're gonna bring it to a boil. So we'll stir this up. This is gonna make our nice sauce for our chicken. Go ahead and add the rest of this in here. And we want to make sure we take it off the heat when we add our cream, because we don't want our cream to curdle. So we'll get this going. Mix this all in here. And this is another quick and easy recipe. It doesn't take a whole lot to cook. And we'll add our heavy cream here. It's going to be the nice richness to our dish. And then we're just going to stir this all together. And then once this is all incorporated, we'll turn the heat back on, bring it to a boil. And then we'll add our chicken to it. So now you see our water starting to boil here. We'll add our pasta into there. And that'll take about 8 minutes or so to get those noodles cooked. So we'll take this. We'll add our pasta. Throw that in there. I'll boil down. I do need a larger pasta pot, but maybe we'll get Cuisinart to sponsor us and they'll send us one of these days or something like that. You never know. So we got our roux going there. Now I'm going to bring this up to a boil now, so I'm going to turn this back on. Just like medium-low heat. All right, so we got our pasta in here. It's boiling away. We'll do that for about 8 minutes there. We'll get that going. Now we have our cream sauce going here. We got our flour, and we have our chicken broth in here, and that roux. So we're just going to thicken this up, bring it to a boil, and then we're going to add our chicken to it. It's almost like chicken gravy, almost. Just like a chicken sauce. So we got to break up that flour, make sure there's no lumps in there. And then we'll just bring that up to a boil, and we're almost done. Check our noodles here. Make sure they're not sticking. And you see our sauce starting to bubble a little bit. Just bring that to a boil there. Now this is another recipe that we're gonna bake off, and then you can eat it later and heat it up. It's fine leftover. As many people know, I'm not a big leftover person, but this is for like later in the day if you wanted. You just heat up a plate or heat up the pan. It makes for a great dish. You can always add just a little bit more cheese to the top of it. But it's really good, I'm telling you. As you can see, this is starting to thicken up a little bit. See how it's starting to coat the edge of the pan there. You can see your swirl marks in it. Now our oven's been preheating, so we have that about 350. And then we're just gonna bake this off for, I think, about 20 minutes or so. It's gonna melt this all together. All right, so we got our noodles boiled here. Got them drained, throw them back in the pot here. Now we're kind of getting ready to combine everything. We have our sauce here. Now for the chicken and chicken tetrazzini, obviously, we took 2 chicken breasts here. We cubed them. I boiled them ahead of time. Like I said before in the store, that you can use like a leftover baked chicken or any chicken that you might have in the house left over. It's a good way to use up those leftover chickens. So what we do is we just cubed it up and then combine all this together. So we got our chicken and our pasta. Lots of chicken in there. And then we have our sauce. That's been cooking away here. Give that a final stir. And then we're just gonna add this all together, and then we're gonna mix it. Like our chicken gravy almost, like I said before. And then we'll just toss this all together, and then it'll be ready to go in the oven. So we're just gonna combine this all together here with our pasta. Stir that all together. Chicken and like white sauce and pasta. And then we're gonna bake this off with our Parmesan. It's gonna be amazing. Get that chicken all mixed in there together. Good and thick all together. Just make sure that's good and mixed. Go. I don't know about y'all, but that's looking pretty darn good. Nice rich creamy sauce, that heavy cream, pasta, chicken, all coated together. All right, so we have an ungreased 13 by 9 pan. We're just gonna take that. And then we're gonna put this all together. Take some of this out. Transfer it over if I can. Get it in there. Get it in the pan there. There we go. Got all that chicken. Sauce. More chicken. Now with all the recipes that I make, they're all quick and easy, but they're also great for taking places and sharing them with others. And this is no different than all those. We have that all mixed. We're just spreading that all across the pan here. And then the final step is going to be just putting that Parmesan cheese on top. And then we're gonna bake this in the oven. And then we'll brown it under the broiler. So we have our Parmesan. We're just gonna generously sprinkle that over the top here. It's looking good. So there we have it. Looks pretty good. We'll pop it in the oven, we'll bake it off, and while we're doing that, we'll head over to this studio there for a little inspirational message.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
If you're looking for a stair lift, I would definitely recommend Bruno stair lifts. The reason people get Bruno stair lifts from Dick's Home Care is it keeps them in the home that they love. We also have a rental program on the stair lifts. My customers coming back to me saying, I'm so glad I bought this.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hey y'all, welcome to my back patio here today, back at my house. We'll change things up just to enjoy the nice weather. We're gonna do this in the studio, but we said, hey, why not go outside and enjoy this nice summer day? So here we are sitting on my porch, and while the food's cooking, I just wanna dive into a little bit of a talk here about perspective and things and how people look at things in a different perspective, and how we should be looking at things as Christians and how God would want us to look at things. And you know, in my whole life I've always tried to be positive and look at the good in everything and every situation. But man, is it hard sometimes, right? When you're faced with all those tough times of medical issues or family issues or financial issues, and you're just like, where am I at in this, and what is God going to do for me? And but man, I tell you what, being a Christian and knowing that God is with us and God is there to protect us and provide that plan in our lives, it's so important that we look at it and say, you know what, hey, I'm going to give this all over to God, and I'm not going to fret about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to have that new perspective on it, that God's got control of it, and that whatever is brought to me, that He's going to help me get through it. I have so many friends right now that are struggling with health issues, and man, I'm praying for you guys that God will deliver the miracle that you're waiting for, that you'll be able to get through that. I know He's delivered in my life so many different times, and it's because of my faith, I believe, and waiting on Him to bring the right people in my life, the right physicians and things like that, but also just God taking care of you. Like, how many times are you waiting for something to happen, and then out of the blue, that whole issue that you were so worried about is no longer an issue anymore, that it's been resolved, and you don't even think about it anymore. And that's so many times that happened to me in my life, and I know that it's happened in your life as well. But I just want you to take into account that there's also people that are struggling worse than you are too. I mean, I'm not trying to be arrogant about my problems or your problems, or about things that you look at and see and say, oh man, my problem outweighs their problem. We don't know the situation. We don't know what else is going on in their life. So I just want you to have that perspective as, hey, we're all children of God. We're all going through problems. We're all going through issues. We need to encourage each other, help each other get through those tough times, but also point people to God and who God is and what He's done in your life and how He can help them get through that situation. Sometimes so many people put down a problem that somebody's going through and say, oh, why are you worried about that? Why, that doesn't seem like a big deal to me. Well, it might not be a big deal to you, but it might be their whole world to them. And it's so important, I think, that going through life and the issues that you go through, once you're able to get through them, you're pointing to Christ and how He's brought you through it. You're telling people about what God has done in your life, and it really does encourage them to lean on God and help them get through that situation as well. Obviously, there's been many times in my life where I've been faced with people that had a perspective of me that I knew wasn't true, but it was something that they were thinking about me, and not knowing all the facts and not knowing what I could do by putting limits on me or saying that I couldn't do things, ended up being really hurtful to me, right? Those are things that you might hear about other people gossiping about you, or somebody saying something. Maybe somebody's blunt and will say, straight to your face that you can't do something that I've always dealt with as a young kid, and people putting limits and saying, hey, there's no way Dano's going to be able to do that. There's no way he can participate in this event. He can't go there. He can't do this. And I was just always trying to prove people wrong and say, hey, your perspective, what you're thinking of me is way off balance, way out of whack here. I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to do everything I can with God's help, obviously, to prove you wrong, and that, hey, I'm here to do, as a child of God, I'm here to have the life that God has given me, and to live to my full potential, and everything that He wants me to do, I'm going to be able to do it because He's given me the strength and the power to be able to do it. And it's so important to not put limits on other people. Obviously, that's not something that we should be doing, but also don't put limits on yourself. As a believer and having faith, I mean, you look at all the stories in the Bible of what God has delivered people and done awesome miracles for them. We have to rely on God, right? He's the head of our whole life, and so many times we need to just draw on Him to say, hey, you know what? I don't care what the world says or what these people are saying in front of me. It's what God's going to do in my life, and He's going to make sure I can do it, and I'm going to get through it. So I hope that helps you guys out today. Just look at everything through a Christ perspective and what God is doing in your life and what He might be doing in others. And while we're going to head back into the house here, we're going to see what our food's doing, and we're going to sit down and enjoy it. So we'll see you inside.
Dix Home Care can help you stay mobile. Dix offers a full line of scooters to help with mobility both inside and outside your home. Take your scooter with you wherever you go with a scooter lift from Dix. They are available for most vehicles. If standing or sitting is becoming difficult, a lift chair from Dix will make life easier. There are many styles and sizes to choose from. And Dix honors warranties and service on what we sell. Dix Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dix Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
Purify O3 is the simple, effective way to clean your CPAP or BiPAP. It provides hospital-grade sanitation, killing 99.99% of bacteria and germs with the touch of a button. Everything you need comes in one affordable kit for just $1.90. It's available exclusively at Dix Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in home medical equipment.
All right, hey, welcome into the dining room here. I'm sitting here with my buddy Chow. We just finished our episode here. We got our chicken tetrazzini out of the oven. So, Mama Montgomery, hope we made you proud today with your chicken tetrazzini. Chow, let's give it a whirl here. That's good. Nice creamy, cheesy sauce.
Definitely good consistency of the sauce, and the chicken flavor, the chicken broth in the sauce gives it chicken flavor all throughout. It's really good.
Yeah, and it's not like really heavy, you know what I mean? It's kind of light.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
All right, guys, you heard it. It's pretty good. Hopefully you guys can try to make these at home and enjoy them for yourselves. But until then, we'll see you next week on Dano on the Counter. Hey, if you have questions for me or about the show, please reach out to me at dano@danoburkhart.com. Also, catch all the episodes on danoburkhart.com.